one little bit of the storm mode. We're joined by the traffic. Welcome. Thank you for coming out so early. We were playing on the top. Obviously coming in on Saturday. Is that your sort of game? Obviously coming on midway through the first half, mini game.
Holding game, biggie,
yeah. Lee, obviously you came on the cover. I have to ask, how was he? Like, looked like a broken nose yesterday, or didn't look good?
Yeah, no, it looks like a broken nose. Yeah, no, it looks like a sore one.
Yeah. How good was that coming on? Obviously, the speed was broke. Obviously coming on and trying to get the win there. What's it like?
Yeah, no, sure. Coming into a game, probably not as always hard. Just, it's one mistake, especially when you're really concentrating. Every time you get something, coming to the bench, one half.
What's it like, obviously recently you've been playing part of the back three, you've been playing centre back, today you've started left back, and that's good, what's it like, chopping and changing all the time, is it kind of used to that?
So 16th clean sheet this season, equal with Stockport now. I mean, not too bad going, is it? Let's be fair.
No, I think we've been solid defensively. We've been really solid. It's a good platform. I think in any team you want to get promotion, it's always a good base. You've got to always have a good base, and I feel like we've got that. We've got a good base, but now we just got to add the ruthlessness at the top of the pitch.
Lots of bookings today, lots for them, wasn't it? What was it like? Obviously, not to comment too much on them, but was it? It was a lot of challenges, wasn't there? And bitty and.
Yeah, I think we worked it out towards the end that we got to just put their back three and back five under pressure. Really.
Yep.
I think in the first half we've sort of played into their hands. They had a high press where it weren't a day to play. It weren't the pitch was bobbly. It was windy. It was put their back five or under pressure, and that's what we sort of did towards the end. And that's why they were giving the fouls away, because it's hard to judge the flight of the ball. They were mistiming headers and just putting them under pressure. I think it built us into the game.
Cool.
And Lee, how do you find the league table at the moment? Obviously, it's not really in our hands with Crawley having a game in hand, but 3 cup finals left to go. I'm sure you've been here before. How do you kind of see the final run in now?
Do you know what? It's just all about the next game. You can only take care of yourself.
Yep.
I think if you start looking too far ahead and you've got to win this amount of games and that amount of games, and really just win your next game.
Yeah.
Just win your next game.
Put the pressure on.
Ours is swindled away. And he's swindled away, and past that is what happens. But we got to take care of swindling away first.
Yeah.
So regardless of what we do, it's all about just the next game.
Yep.
This time of season, there's some crazy scores, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? In terms of that, Crawley have gone to Mansfield today and won 4-1. There's been some really, obviously, interesting. How do you see it now in terms of? Is it literally just a result now? Performance-wise, if to be fair, today wasn't a cracker.
It's all about result. At this time of the season, it's all about result, and you see some crazy scorelines because different players and different teams deal with pressures in different ways, so every team deals with it differently. So it's the business end of the season. It's what we've all been working for all year. So it's the business end, and people deal with that pressure in different ways. And as you can see today, Crawley have big Mansfield. So
mad, isn't it?
And Lee, how much more are you enjoying it this season compared to you came in a difficult time in January? Obviously, we suffered relegation last season, and we know it wasn't the best. How much are you enjoying it this season? We're on 62 points, which is 14 points more than we finished last season with 3 games to spare. You enjoying your football a lot more?
Yeah, enjoying it. I think as a player, you always enjoy it when you're winning.
Yeah.
And if you ain't winning, it's probably the worst job in the world. You go from the best job in the world to the worst, because this is we're proud people. It's a pressure business. If you're losing, it affects your whole life.
Yeah.
So when you're winning, it makes everything a lot better. Look, we've got a lot more men in the change room this year. As you can tell, we've got experience throughout the whole squad. a mixture of ages. It ain't just all young, it ain't just all old. We've got a good blend.
Yeah,
I think that's what we've got this year.
Well, we even seen that later on with John Joe O'Toole coming on. You know, he's been around the block, probably longer than you have, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I played with John. Funny enough, I played with John about 10 years ago. I played with John Joe 10 years ago. So that just shows you he had a bit more legs than he did now. But yeah, no, look, it is what it is. It's just sometimes that know-how to see through games, you know, especially games like that when it's scrappy, and you bring on someone like John Joe who's been there, done it as well.
Talking of past players you played with, how much you enjoy him playing? I know he didn't play today, but how much you enjoy him playing with Ronan Curtis again? I know you two were good friends at Portsmouth.
Yeah, no, really enjoyed it. We had a really good relationship for 4 years at Portsmouth. Done really well. We haven't really played too much down that left together.
Yep.
I do feel like we have got a lot to offer down that left, even still now. I really do, because sometimes you can't teach people relationships.
Yeah.
You've either got an understanding with a player or you ain't. And we have definitely got that understanding.
Well, I remember myself going Portsmouth away, and you two used to cause havoc against
a
Wimbledon side.
It's just sometimes it's natural, you know. You can do all the training and the rotations in on the training pitch as much as you want, but sometimes it's just natural.
Yep.
So yeah, look, I really enjoy playing with him. I know what he wants to do. He knows what I want to do. So yeah, enjoy it.
Brilliant. Well, congratulations. Another 3 points.
Yeah.
Rest up and ready for the next game.
We go again.
No
Cheers,
problem at all.
Jeff.
Thank you for joining us.
Cheers.
Thank you.
What's that?
I'll take it. Thank you very much. Brilliant. And that was great. Lee Brown joining us hot off. What's that? Hot off the press? It ain't really the press, is it?
Hot off the pitch?
Hot off the pitch. I have to say, he's an absolute character.
Yeah,
Absolute character. It was just lauding it up that he was up here and Josh Davison and that were all running, doing the laps.
And they're still doing their runs, to be fair, bless them.
Brilliant. Yeah. Do you know what? Really good. I'm thinking we're actually really dark, aren't we? I'm going to turn a light on in a minute. I look like a silhouette of a man. Wants to see that? That actually made no difference, to be fair, but that's all right. So it's fine. Score-wise, let's have a look. It's obviously our most important for us. 1-0 win. It looks like Crawley, let's be fair, Crawley are on form.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 4 goals, that's twice in 2 weeks they've scored 4 0.
You know what, Stu? When I saw the full-time result, I actually started looking beyond Crawley, thinking, is anyone else going to drop out? What's Barrow result? That's what I'm looking at. If you look at Crewe, they have dropped points today.
If you look at Crewe have got injuries. Naturally, with Crewe, they're set up with their youth set up, and that I don't think they've got a massive squad. And if what squad they do have would be youngsters, so you have to look now. What I think we have 5 points behind. 4 or 5 points behind Crewe. They're probably the team now to push. Yeah. But isn't it great still to be in the mix? We've said so many times, Rob, that it ain't about the performance. And let's be fair, I was being kind with Lee Brown there. That was a humdinger of a fixture, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think if we don't come away 1-0, we'd probably be saying that was one of the most terrible performances I've seen of the season. But not just for us, for both sides.
It was just comedy gold, wasn't it?
No one could get hold of the ball. The ball was pinging around in the wind. I don't know. I was kind of didn't know what to say at full time after that performance. I didn't want to be too critical because it was both sides couldn't seem to play football, get the ball.
I was
down.
trying to work out where the wind was going as well. I'm looking at the goal nets, I'm looking at the flags, and I thought it was going that way. Then I think Baston free goal kick and it come back to him. I'm like, what's going on here?
Just swirling.
Any obviously those who are watching live, any comments? Obviously, if you're watching it around the world or if you've actually been here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium, feel free to put your comments in here. If we just go through the final scores, then Swindon win 2-0 at Barrow. I missed that one. That's an interesting result.
Well, especially considering we go to Swindon, like they're going to have a bit of confidence in their home patch now after that result.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Sometimes it's part of the season where teams don't really have much to play, but Barrow do. The pressure's on now to Barrow to stay in there.
Yep.
That's the interesting one. Bradford winning 1-0 at home to Gingham. Wrexham not great on the road. Obviously with Colchester. Milton Keynes winning at Forest Green. Where we got Grimsby 1-0. Obviously we've talked about Crawley, Doncaster top of the form table.
Yeah, can't stop winning at the moment.
It's mad, isn't it?
They're probably wishing they had like maybe 4 or 5 points more because
start taking it seriously earlier.
Because teams have seen, us and other teams, Crawley and others would be looking over our shoulder thinking, they're probably going to win their last 3 the way they're going.
Notts County Harrogate, probably the most random score when you think about it. Harrogate come here and looked okay, then they won comfortably, didn't they, at home?
County can't tend to defend normally.
It's just no idea what that is. Obviously Sutton losing, probably not.
Charlie Lakin scoring again.
Really?
From a penalty spot. for them.
Let's not talk about penalties. And Walsall winning at Tranmere. Of course, we both have to play.
Yep.
So, yeah, obviously you said it to Lee Brown. Obviously, 14 points better off with 3 to play.
Where did I get that stat from? It's true.
Well, do you know what? No matter where you look, no matter what you look at this season, 3 games to play, and the team will try their best. And we've got probably an outside chance. Let's be fair.
Yep.
But how encouraging! I think that's probably our 16th win of the season. Our 16, like a stat man today, I know. 16 clean sheet of the season.
Yep.
It's pretty. Let's be fair. This season is pretty impressive.
Yeah, look, if we fall outside the playoffs, I'm still happy with this season. The progress we made from last season.
Yep.
We've had some good cup runs. We got to enjoy Chelsea away, beat Coventry at home here. We got to the quarter-final of the EFL Cup trophy. So yeah,
Bristol
EFL
Street,
trophy.
right? Bristol Street,
Mo-
which is the
trophy.
final actually tomorrow.
Yeah, final tomorrow.
Both teams that we got beat by.
Yeah, so it's a show, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? We've done all right in that, in that trophy,
Yeah.
So, and look, on top of that, we've blooded some youngsters in this season as well. Aaron Sassu's made his debut. There are positives to take from this season, regardless of what happens. Obviously, we just kind of want to finish it as strong as we possibly can.
Yeah,
really, isn't it?
yeah. And so let's talk about the goal. I have to say, John Kamani Gordon coming on, I thought really made a massive difference.
Well,
Caused them all sorts of problems.
Not only did it make a difference, but I think the biggest thing was we switched to 3-5-2. We went 2 up top, 2 players trying to get in behind.
Yep.
Miguel in the number 10 kind of copied it was more 3-4-1-2.
Yeah, it looked like Omar just dropped in there, didn't
Yeah, and that made the big difference. More than Gordon, in my opinion, just change of tactic with the ball. We talked about the wind, and funny enough, we highlighted Kofi Barmer about his long throw before the game, and that's, if I recall, that's where it came from, isn't it?
It did, yeah, it did.
I was thinking, is it a throw or corner, but it was a throw.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
it doesn't. The difference is when you've got big, tall players. Joe Lewis is occupying somebody.
Yep.
Ryan Johnson's occupying someone. Lee Brown's a threat. Do you know what I
Yep.
mean? So when you're occupying, it was one of those goals that just took a little while to come in, and then of course we had I have to say, right. The first half, there was no fans behind that goal. The second half, where they all come from, it was absolutely hilarious. I have to say, I'm a bit old now, so I don't do all that stuff. But the grief that, and a fair play to Salford, I think they brought 113 fans.
Yep.
And I think they stuck most of them next to where we were. But yeah, I'm sure there were some people that might not have been there in the first half that were there in the second half.
No.
But how exciting though is it to have people behind both goals? It's actually quite
No,
good.
I quite like it. Something I hope maybe we could keep for the final few games. On that side of things, it did make for a good atmosphere and a good bit of banter between both sets of fans. To be fair,
Yeah.
Like I said, I think Salford took it quite well.
Yeah, a lot of yellow cards.
Yeah.
Carl Robinson on the touchline, I think, was just. Hey, look, we know the stuff that goes around with Carl Robinson and
Yeah.
that, but some of them decisions were he was losing the will to
Yeah.
live down there. Referees seemed to be a lot hotter on verbals, really, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Verbals.
And are we believing that they were 2 straight reds at the end? Which, let's be fair, if you want to get an idea of what this fixture was like today, that final minute said it all.
Well, one of them was a second yellow.
Okay.
Late challenge, second yellow, and then the other one was straight red. Don't know obviously what the centre back come running over, but obviously whatever the ref thought of it, wasn't best pleased with whatever he must have said to him, but. I was just speaking to my friend Grace at half-time and I was saying that there's probably a red card in this game, not because it's a nasty game, but because 6 of them went into a half-time on yellow cards, and it's always the risk, isn't it, you run. It's only one late challenge.
But it wasn't a dirty game, though, was
No.
it? It was just a game that no one could understand what the ball was going to do, let's be
I
fair.
could see why Carl Robinson was frustrated on touchline, because they said it wasn't that dirty game,
No.
and he's gone in with 6 yellow cards, which,
He didn't realise also that he'd had another player sent off. He was still moaning about the one that had been sent off.
Yeah.
And then as he came over, he saw another one walking. He was like, "What are you?"
Yeah, what's going on here?
He's obviously. Let's be fair. I think anything over 4 or 5 yellows, you basically get the FA are going to be having a look at them. And I just don't think it was a dirty game.
Yep.
Don't think it was a dirty
We've
game.
got a comment here, which I'm going to get Spike to bring up, from
Nathan White.
Nathan White, yeah, that's correct. Just saying, great win. We'll keep things interesting for the final 3 games. But kind of what we alluded to, Stu, it's actually exciting to have final 3 games to look forward to. We're not looking over our shoulder as we have the last 2 years. We ain't on the famous beach I talked about pre-match show.
There's a few that have been on the beach, I think, but today's the way it's gone.
So yeah, it is exciting. In fact, we have still got something to play for, and like I said, for me, obviously, we all want to make the playoffs, but if we fall just short, it's progress from last season.
Definitely. So don't forget, the final home game of the season is against Walsall.
Correct.
Which we would love to take. I would say it's going to all wins takes all, but I don't think Walsall are going to take much, to be fair, on that side of it. So get in here. I think it'd be a great end to end of the season, we're going to do our Player of the Year awards. I think it's going to be really challenging, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? On that sort of
Food
side.
contenders this year, isn't it?
There's loads, isn't there?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? On that side of it. But thanks for watching. We go on. Match day 43 wins, 16 wins to the season, 16 clean sheets. I'll stop the stats now. 3 games to go, and hey.